you know that the Headless Horseman, the legend of Sleepy Hollow, was about a real story? The Battle of White Plains in the American Revolutionary War. You had a cannon that was shot, and it just plumb took off a Hessian's head. His head just was plumb taken off. And the Hessians carried his body away and left the head on the field. And so that's where the legend of Sleepy Hollow comes from. The legend of Sleepy Hollow, where you have the jack-o'-lantern. He uses the jack-o'-lantern as weapons because it's like the head that he doesn't have. Right? Halloween, you know what I'm talking about. So I want to read this article about Amelia Carter, and this is just to fill in some details, which I don't think this actually helps at all. clubindia.com, but apparently there's some people that was typing on 4chan and some other spots, and we've got a whole bunch of information that's like information that I've read, but then I don't know if they just peppered in with a bunch of bullshit or if they actually found this information from some other place. So let's just jump right into it. They're saying that Amelia Carter was a cartel hit. She was a cartel hit on the New York City subway. And that Sabastian Zapata had been following her around for a week. Amelia Carter, 29-year-old. She was a part of Bernie's 2016 presidential campaign. But then when Laken Riley was killed in 2024, she started to lean right. So according to a post from the now suspended account on 4chan, on December 5th, 2024, this is 7 days ago, Amelia Carter had filed a complaint at the New York Police Department's 13th precinct about threatening phone calls she had been receiving. And now we're going to tie this into the Arizona Senator Ruben Gallego. He's involved with the cartels, and the calls that were coming into her were linked to individuals that was associated with the Arizona Senator Ruben Gallego. Carrie Lake lost her election. When it comes to the narrative, what's the narrative? Your guy already fucking won. So to sit there and keep on heightening up the fucking problem is so fucking ridiculous. You want to know who deported most people between Obama, Biden, and Donald? Let's see here. 5.2 million, that's under Obama. 4.7 million Biden, and Donald 2 million. Donald only deported 2 million illegal immigrants. Biden deported 4.7. Barack Obama deported 5.2 million. Now there's like official numbers, right? Donald actually deported 800,000, but if you include the self-deported, those who just left voluntarily or those who are turned away at the border, those turned away at the border, those aren't deported, right? And those who self-deport, maybe they just fucking moved back. Maybe they came here, they worked for a while, and then they moved back. So it's not even 2 million, it was 800,000. Donald Trump deported 800,000 in the 4 years he was in office. Obama deported 3.1 million officially, 1.6 million in the first term, 1.5 million in the second term. But if you include the self-deported and those who were turned away at the border, it's 5.2 million. And then Biden, he deported 4.7 million. Now this is where they're going to say that Donald gets the credit for some of these deportations because of Title 42. Title 42, Title 8, I don't know what they're talking about COVID. So now you can deport people for health concerns, right? So Donald implemented this policy. They couldn't get rid of it. And then a lot of illegal immigrants had been deported under Biden. But look at the fucking numbers. Donald deported 2 million. Barack Obama deported 5.2 million. So 3 more million people. Biden deported 4.7 million. 2.7 million more people than Donald Trump. Donald Trump only deported 2 million people. How many illegal immigrants are in America right now? 11 million. 11 million illegal immigrants. How many of those have jobs? 8.3 million. 8.3 million. So 3 million don't have jobs. 8.3 million do. You got 1.1 million asylum claims. So really we got 2 million illegal immigrants that we can't keep track of. We don't know if they've applied for asylum. We don't know if they're employed. You're going to go ahead and crack down on illegal immigration. You're going to throw a lot of these 8.3 million employed people away. Who's going to pick your tomatoes? Who's going to pick your lettuce? Who's going to pick your onions? Who's going to do all the crap labor that you don't want to do? So when you go to Burger King and all they got is just a slab of meat and no fruits or vegetables, they're not going to run it through the garden. You're not going to have no fucking tomatoes, onions, goddamn lettuce on top of your fucking slab of hamburger. George W. Bush tried to do immigration reform because in 2000, we had 8 million illegal immigrants in this country. Now we have 11 million. There's always been a fucking problem with illegal immigration. This thing didn't just come by yesterday. Let's carry on. This is just goes, to the narrative. Your boy won the fucking election. He's going to be the fucking president in less than a fucking month. You think they're just going to go ahead and blow up the fucking wall on the southern border and there's just going to be a mass exodus of South America and into America? Is that what the fuck you think? Because they were the ones that tried to do a bipartisan border bill. They're the ones that tried to... Oh my God. Oh my fucking God. Democrats are right wing. Democrats are for, deportations. They're for the crime bill. They're for the welfare reform. Kicking people off of welfare. Putting more people in jail. Throwing more people out of the country. The Democrats are the conservatives. So you're going to go batshit crazy more farther than the conservatives? All right. How about work to citizenship? George W. Bush tried to fix this thing. Biden tried to fix this thing. They tried to do a bipartisan bill. They attempted to do one. Let's carry on with this article. The illegal immigrant from Guatemala had a history of violent crimes, including an assault that got him briefly jailed in his home country. After being deported once, he returned to the U.S. illegally. According to the NYPD, he's been following Amelia Carter since a week, and the motives are unknown. Recently, this Sabastian Zapata was arrested for burglary, but released early because of overcrowded detention centers. So, burglary, that's the whole thing. If you commit the crime, then you get deported. That's how Barack Obama was able to deport so many. You were convicted of a crime, you got deported. So it seems like to me, everybody that has any common sense agrees on this thing. The dreamers, the ones that were children when they came here, the ones who are born here are Americans. So you're going to have to fuck with the Constitution if you want to get past birthright citizenship. And if you throw away birthright citizenship, well then you better deport your fucking self because you weren't fucking born here, you fucking German, Anglo-Saxon, goddamn Franco, fucking Swedish, goddamn. You're European. You're European. If you're an American when you're outside of the bathroom and before you go in and after you go in, you're an American. What are you when you're in the bathroom? European. You've been European since the days of fucking the Headless Horseman. You've been the European from before then. You've been a European since goddamn Columbus. You've been a European for the last 500, 600 years. Did Columbus have a visa? My ancestors didn't have a visa. My Bavarian, Bohemian, my Prussian ancestors didn't have a visa. My African ancestors didn't have a visa. My Anglo-Saxon ancestors, no green card, no visa, no permission. They just washed up on the damn shore. It's like they looked at the Statue of Liberty and they read the poem. And the poem was Ezra Lazarus says, give me your tired and your poor. Give me your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. It's like they took the Statue of Liberty seriously. It's like they took the promise of America seriously. So your fucking narrative is fucking bullshit. You already won the fucking election. What, are we all supposed to just get down and crack down on anybody? You hate the brown man. You hate the brown man. That's why you coup d'etat El Salvador, Guatemala. That's why you've been overthrowing all these governments for so fucking long. Grenada, watch out. Grenada's coming after you. Venezuela, Colombia, Chile. Oh my fucking God. Look around the corner. Who's that coming around the mountain? Well, that's Argentina. You better fucking coup d'etat. Well, what about Mexico? My God. The gun policy, their gun policy allows cartels to take over large areas And then the war on drugs, so they're going to say it's not illegal anymore, but you have a hypocritical position. America says don't do drugs, but guess who the biggest purchaser of drugs are? Americans. So you want to say something to your government? Hey, Americans, since you're doing so many fucking drugs, you're creating the cartel problem by allowing your government to go around declaring a war on drugs, not just in the United States, but around the world. They can't take that foreign aid unless they declare themselves a war on drugs as well. So hey, Americans, the American people, since you're doing all the fucking drugs, since you're doing all the goddamn drugs, you want to tell your fucking government to stop doing this hypocritical policy where they're implementing the war on drugs in other countries? Don't you want to keep getting your fucking drugs? Fucking shit, man. And then we're being told that Sabastian was staying in a rundown hotel called the Anchor Inn in a poorly monitored part of Brooklyn where he avoided regular checks by the authorities. Amelia Carter is 29 years of age, 5 foot 6 inches. She's a nurse at Mount Sinai Hospital in New York City. She's originally from Orlando, Florida. So Mount Sinai Hospital, this is very specific information. This should be easily verifiable. Mount Sinai Hospital, Orlando, Florida. She moved to New York 2 years ago to pursue her career. Her boyfriend, Sean Michael, shared that she was on her way to visit her grandmother in Queens when the tragic subway incident occurred. Even if this whole damn article is bullshit, it should just tell you how little you fucking know about who she is, who he was, what the policies are of Subway, New York City, New York State. Did she have a boyfriend? Did she have children? Was she living there? Did she have beer bottles? Well, hell, when she's on flames, the cops walk the fuck by like you give a shit. Like you give a shit. You're the motherfuckers killing all them kids in Palestine. Like you give a shit. You're killing all those baby Jesuses in Bethlehem. You're a fucking fake Christian. You call yourself a Christian, and you don't give a fuck about the kids that are getting their fucking heads blown off in Palestine. So they're saying the incident happened December 22nd, 2024. That's right. When it comes to sleeping on the F train, that's right, at the Coney Island Stillwell Avenue. That's more specific than every other fucking news agencies in Brooklyn. So you got New York City, right? You got a subway system, but this one is specifically the one in Brooklyn, the Coney Island Stillwell Avenue. Brooklyn, in that AOC's district, on the F train, not the A train, not the B train, not the E or the Z or the fucking P train, but the F train. So this is specific stuff. The suspect, identified as 33-year-old Sabastian Zapeta, allegedly approached the victim, ignited her clothing with a lighter. Despite efforts to extinguish the flames, she was pronounced dead by the EMS. A lighter was recovered from his possession. The police seem to be making every effort to weave a story suggesting that Amelia Carter may have been homeless or that her identity remains unknown. And they're like, why are they doing this? We don't even know why they're trying to do this. We know who this person is. Following the attack, the police had apprehended Sabastian Zapeta after high school students had recognized him from surveillance footage. And he was just found sitting on a bench near the train, arrested without incident. Arrested without incident. And that's the entire article. So maybe all that's bullshit. There's parts of it that's true. You could try to weave a narrative with just a little bit of information that you have. Where did they get all this fucking information from? Was she on the Bernies? Was it Amelia Carter? Who is this person? We're waiting for the authorities. This is going to be my last video until there's more information that comes out in a week or two about this thing. Because I'm not going to go up to New York City to goddamn motherfucking investigate this shit myself. You fucking crazy? Them motherfuckers are sitting there setting people on fire and walking right past them like their goddamn lives don't matter. What I am going to talk about is just the immigration narrative. You guys are still fucking in campaign mode. Your boy won, right? So elections are all of a sudden good? All of a sudden our elections are just fine and dandy now, huh? No election fraud? What happened to that bullshit? Stop the steal election fraud bullshit. You're a bunch of cheating bastards and you believe a fucking liar. And you're going to keep on believing a fucking liar for the next 4 fucking years. Because all you want to do is suck a man's dick. That's all you want to fucking do. The liar says that the election was stolen. It must be true. That's what the liar says. You don't know right from wrong. You don't know truth from lies. All you do is suck your fucking goddamn grandpappy's dick. Grandpappy told me it's right, so I believe whatever grandpappy Joe Rogan and his goddamn grandpappy don't fucking get along. But they say they care about family. Oh boy, grandpappy cares so much about the fucking family. He's a selfish piece of shit. Melania Trump is hawking a bunch of fucking jewelry online. So when y'all want to sit there and talk about what the Democrats are for open borders, they're fucking right-wing conservative when it comes to the borders, you stupid fucks. That's what the fucking progressives are mad about. You have a bunch of right-wing conservative motherfuckers that's in the Democratic Party. What do you got? Fucking 9 progressives? Cori Bush, Ilhan Omar, AOC, and a couple more? Ro Khanna? That's it? That's all you fucking got? 2 senators, Warren and Sanders? That's not a very progressive left-wing fucking Congress now, is it? That's a right-wing Congress with just a fucking goddamn handful of progressives. The Democrats are fucking right-wing, and they're conservative. They're the deporter-in-chief. They've deported more than Donald will. They deported more than Donald did. Obama deported 5.2 million. Biden deported 4.7 million. And that was just in one term. 4.7 million in one term. Obama deported 5.2 million. Donald, 2 million. If you fudge the numbers. Donald deported 2 million. So you're making it sound like Democrats are just going to open up the floodgates in the last month and just let every person from Europe and Africa and Australia and Asia, come one, come all. This is the last chance you got to rush the fucking fence to get into this greatest country in the world. I mean, what country can you be in where you get lit on fire and the cops walk past you? What a great fucking nation this is. What kind of country is going to kill a bunch of baby Jesuses with a bunch of assholes calling themselves, what a great fucking nation. And if you truly want to get down to illegal immigration, if you weren't born in this country, and you can't point to anybody that was born in this country, because birthright citizenship is how you became an American. You didn't pass a test. You didn't have to pass high school. You didn't have to do shit to become an American. So if you have an ancestor that was born outside of this fucking country, then you need to get the fuck on out of here. The only people that's not going to get deported are the Native Americans, which would be the brown-skinned man. I know you're afraid of the brown-skinned man. Kill 1 million Iraqis, right? Kill 1 million fucking Palestinians. You don't give a shit. They got brown skin, you white supremacist fucking Confederate KKK goddamn Nazi fuck. You don't give a shit. You don't care. Now you get the racially profile against brown people. Finally, white supremacy America. You're going to get other people of other ethnicities to racially profile the brown-skinned man. And if you go back 14,000 years ago, the original man in America was a brown-skinned man. This is their country to begin with. So I know what you motherfuckers are looking for. You're trying to say, you see? These damn illegal immigrants are coming into this country. This goddamn Sabastian comes into this country. He sets us on fire. Our cops are sucking each other off with a thumb up their ass. And it's all because of Sabastian. Yeah, if Sabastian didn't do it, then none of this would have fucking happened, huh? Do cops not know how to put out a fire? How stupid are fucking cops in this country? And then bystanders? You didn't have one good fucking person? Not one good person on that fucking subway. Do you have any good people in America? How many of you motherfuckers walk past homeless people without giving a fuck? How many people have spoken out against Palestine? How many of you motherfuckers speak out against police brutality? How many times you speak up against things that are wrong? It's not easy to stand up to the authorities. It's not easy to stand up to Nazis. But the only thing that will stop evil is when good people do nothing. If good people do nothing, then the fucking Klan runs every fucking thing. And you think the Klan's got any morals? You think they got any principles? So I know what your narrative is. You get a hate on the brown-skinned man, the great-grandson of the Shawnee and the Cherokee. You get a hate on the brown-skinned man. You think it's open borders? You think they're going to open up the floodgates and now a bunch of brown people are going to come rape? They're going to come rape our wives, come rape our children, come rape our families, rape our grandparents and our cousins and our auntie and our uncles, and rape us? You think a bunch of illegal immigrants are about to walk over the damn border? A bunch of brown-skinned men and women, right? They're going to come over and they're going to rape us all. They're going to rape us all and we're going to go on a whole new door. You shipping 1 million of those things, we'll ship them all. Because we're going on a whole new door. Give me a fucking break. Give me a fucking break. Title 42, Title 8. Title 42 has to do with health. Title 8 has to do with something else. I don't know. Biden's trying to use Title 8, but they got sued and they had to use Title 42. And what was that one? Was it Chickamauga? No, not the Chickamauga. Comanche. You know what Comanche means? It means enemy. You know what that makes me? Yeah, I do. It means you're my enemy. No. It means I'm a Comanche. You all don't fucking know. You don't fucking know. You don't treat people right. You're gonna fucking freak the fuck out? Yeah, nobody should be setting anybody else on fire, and cops shouldn't be a bunch of fucking psychopathic pieces of shit that don't actually protect and serve. The problems of this country isn't the brown man's fault. The problems of this country is mostly the Caucasians. It's the people that's in power. So it's your goddamn wealthy and it's your powerful. And most of those people are Caucasian. That's why we got the problems that we have in this country.